Good morning. Good whatever time it is when you're watching this. Hi. Welcome to the Christel Crawford Show. I am your trusty host, Christel Crawford. I've got a few visitors in the room with me here. I'm actually in Salt Lake City, we're on day 4 of foundation class. So this is such a cool class. If you haven't yet taken foundation, please ask me about it. Please run your ass over to a foundation class right away. It's so cool because we are on day 4. Hi, Sabrina. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Chris. And hi, Christina. And what I find with every foundation class is that basically day 1 and day 2 are the hardest. Hi, Fabiola. I love you too. They feel like you're like traipsing through mud and you might die. Day 3 starts to get a little bit lighter. Day 4, you generally wake up and you're just ready to create your life. So I think that's how brilliant is it that there's a thing in the world, hi Dorothy, hi Maxine, that can actually create that much change so fast. So if you have any questions about foundation, please ask me, because truly it's a total game changer. So today's topic is, we titled it Pulling the Trigger, the Lie of Obstacles. 400 days. Yeah, Wesley, I know. I was like, it's day 4,000. We've been in foundation forever. And yet it went really fast. Weird. Pulling the Trigger, the Lie of Obstacles. So I have a really cool chick that works with me in getting these emails out. Those of you who have subscribed to my show get an email every week that lets you know, hey, this is the topic. This is when we'll be on. Come join us. And she puts that together for me. Hi, Carla. Hi, Gloria. And so I'm in the middle of foundation, so I could talk about anything and nothing. I could sit here and just and drool. But I was like, well, what's going on for you? And she's like, well, I've got like 4 businesses that they're just sitting there. They're not going out into the world. Like, maybe you can talk about that. Maybe there's a topic in there. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that place where you've got a thing or 18 things that you'd like to get out in the world, but you just aren't doing it. Or you feel like you can't do it, or something, or this or that, or you've put all this stuff in the way so that you don't do it, like whatever that is. I was really grateful for the topic because this is something that's come up a lot in the foundation class. Actually, we have some really, really epic creators in here, and this was part of the conversation. And one of the first things I want to give you is just some really pragmatic stuff around ideas and entities, ideas as entities, and some of the tools that you can use with them to get more information. And then I want to talk about something else that may be a little more uncomfortable. So if you want to be uncomfortable, stay tuned. It's about to get fun. But so the thing is, like, when you have an idea for a business or a thing, hi Christina, hi Cynthia, it's an entity. It's its own thing. And it's pinging on your door, pinging on your thing to come into the world. And it's like, hello. And you're like, hi, I hear you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so all of that's cool. All of that's spacious. All of that's easy. Cool. Idea, ping, in. I got it. Wrote it down. The thing is, first of all, that you're psychic. So first of all, it may or may not be your idea. That's something just to ask about. Is this my idea or someone else's? Okay. The second thing is, just because it's pinging on your door right now doesn't mean that it's time for it to come into the world right now. So asking, hey, is it time for you right now? Or are you now, or are you for later? Are you for now, or are you for later? Here's the thing, time isn't real. It's made up. It's a construct. So you're aware of all time, space, dimensions, and realities all the time, 24/7. And so when you get an idea and you assume that it's for now, and then you make yourself wrong because you haven't done anything with it, that's when you get to separate and judge and reject yourself. I get it. Hi, Claire. So you want to ask, hi, Maggie. You want to ask, like, are you for now or for the future? That's it. Are you mine or someone else's? You're mine and you're for the future. Okay, cool. So that's when you put that idea somewhere else and you just tuck it away in a possibility notebook and you just leave it there until it pops again, okay? If you've got an idea that you know is for now and you're not moving forward on it, you want to ask some questions like, what am I aware of here? That's a huge thing. What am I aware of here? Here's what I want to address around what we usually choose around this stuff. Usually what we choose is we'll get an idea, we think and assume that it's for now, then we make ourselves wrong for not doing it, and then we feel bad, and then we don't do it. That's usually the pattern that we take. That's our little traipsy path that we go down with this stuff, right? Normally. And I want to talk about that as a thing for a minute. Because if that's something that you keep choosing, it may be something that you want to look at in a different way. So a lot of us don't actually use our business to create money and future for us. We use our business to create judgment of us. That's what most of us use our business for. We have this business, we have all these great ideas, we have this energy and stuff we want to put out into the world. You are not the only one doing that, Fabiola. There's about 5 billion other people that are doing it with you. And so if right now you are using your business to judge yourself, first of all, you're not by yourself. Second of all, you're not wrong for doing that. Third of all, consciousness includes you and doesn't judge you. That's fine. But what you want to do is you want to just acknowledge that's what you're doing. Just acknowledge what you're doing. I am using every idea that comes into my brain to judge myself nonstop 24/7. Acknowledge it. It's brilliant. It's powerful. What if you're using your business as a means for survival? What if? How does it get better than that? There may be another question in there, Sabrina. What do you mean by that? So feel free to shoot your questions into the comments, by the way. I will riff on them if there's something I can riff on. So acknowledge that you're doing it. Just acknowledge, I'm using my business to judge myself. Why? Why is that important? Why is it important to pause at that moment? And I'm using pause in air quotes because you don't have to like totally slow yourself down to do this, but just go, oh, I'm doing that thing again where I get an idea and I make myself wrong for not implementing it. Because until you acknowledge that you're actually using your business for something other than creating more possibility in the world, you are going to be resisting yourself and ain't nothing going to change. You can't actually create the stuff that you'd like to change from resistance. Now, this has been a massive topic in Foundation this weekend. We've talked about it in all the ways, all upside down to Sunday. You can't create change from resisting it. You can't create change from judging yourself, and you can't create change from resisting yourself. So if that's what you're currently doing with the stuff and the cool ideas that you've got is resisting yourself and judging yourself and then feeling wrong about it and trying to change it, you can't do it from there. You have to go in a different direction. And this is actually how you get, hi Sarah, this is how you get around yourself, okay? This thing that I'm about to talk to you about is how you get around your tendency to judge yourself, because you do. You're that kind of guy. You like to judge yourself. That's fine. You're good at it. I get it. If you'd like to get around yourself, here's the trick. What do I love about judging myself? What do I love about that? Why is that working for me? What are all the ways that that's working for me? Maybe you don't actually have to put stuff out in the world. Maybe it means you're not responsible. Maybe it means you get sympathy. Maybe it means you have a story. Maybe it means all these different things when you judge yourself. It's like, it's a true gift. And I sort of am saying it tongue in cheek, but in actuality, you only choose the things that you're choosing because they work for you, because they serve you, because they're valuable to you in some way. So with this whole thing, if this is something that keeps coming up for you with business, it's one of the clearings you can use is, what stupidity am I using to use my business to judge myself nonstop 24/7 am I choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion, I destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Now, go to theclearingstatement.com if you don't know what that gibberish is I just said. What stupidity am I using to use my business to judge myself nonstop 24/7 am I choosing? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Stupidity is just unawareness. You have to make yourself unaware to judge yourself. You have to make yourself unaware to judge yourself. What do I mean by that? You could have this great idea that it's yours and for the future, but you've decided that you have to do it now, and yet you're not moving forward on it. So instead of asking yourself, hi Renata, hi Wesley, and I saw your question and thank you, I'll get to it. So instead of asking yourself, what am I aware of here? You go, well, I'm wrong for not implementing it. You don't ask what you're aware of. You don't ask what other choices you have available. You're not asking what else is possible here. You're not asking, well, how do I get around this? Are there any other ideas that are out there for now? There's none of that question going on in your world. There's just the immediate jump to the judgment of you for the thing you've decided you should be doing that you're not doing. As soon as you make a decision about something that you should be doing that you're not doing, that's when you get to judge yourself. So What stupidity am I using? And you have to cut off your awareness to judge yourself. So stupidity is unawareness. So what stupidity am I using to use my business to judge myself nonstop 24/7 am I choosing? And everything that is, right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. So when you get an idea, it actually can be really, really, really easy to just know what to do if you're willing to have your awareness. Where you cut off your awareness is when you judge yourself for not doing the things you think you should do. So what have you decided that you should do in your business that you're not doing, that you're using to judge, separate, and reject you? And everything that is, times of God's lane, where you destroy and uncreate all that. Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and pounds. Apparently this is a POC and POD show. So what have you decided you should do that you're not doing, that if you didn't decide you should do it, would actually give you total awareness of what you could choose? And everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and create all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Your business wants to be in the world. That is just what entities, business entities, idea entities have no point of view. They are consciousness in motion. You, on the other hand, can choose to be consciousness in motion. You can also choose to be unconsciousness walking. When do you do that? When you judge yourself. You are choosing unconsciousness when you judge yourself. So your business entities, your idea entities actually have more consciousness than you do. What a fucking gift. Because then you can actually ask them questions and they're going to give you awareness, and then you don't have to think and you get to get your unconsciousness out of the way, right? That's a gift. So why would you listen to yourself over something that's got more consciousness than you do? Ask the thing. It'll actually tell you if you're willing to listen. And then don't make yourself wrong. Just skip that part. Just go around that bit and go, okay, cool. So idea number 1 that I think I should be doing. Are you for now or for the future? Future. Okay. Idea number 2 that I think I should be doing. Are you for now or for the future? Future. Okay. Idea number 3. Now? Okay. What are all the different various ways that I can put you out in the world? What actions can I take right away? So on that note, I want to invite you into the conversation that every action, everything you institute today creates the future you're going to have tomorrow. So the other thing that you can look at if you're not choosing things that you know it's time for, right? Things you just know, it's time. And yet you're not choosing to move. You ask what you're aware of, ask what other choices you have, POC and POD where you're being dumb, and then go, okay, am I willing to be the source for a different future for myself? Am I willing to be the source for a different future here? Now, the future's not solid. Your future's not solid. Your future is a set of possibilities. Some of us try to make it solid. Some of us try to go, well, I want this $1 million business, and the way I'm going to get there is this, this, and this, and if I do those steps, that's going to get me this $1 million business. By the way, P.S., that doesn't actually work. It's romantic, though, and it does seem to give you a plan, and I get that. Some of us like the order of a plan. But the truth about you as a being, and the truth of where the space of you is as a being, everybody's in here with their phones. That's awesome. Hi, Krista. I adore you. Is that you're a chaos mage, my lovers. You are chaos mages. So when you try to order yourself, which is what business in this reality is, it's order. We have all kinds of background noises today. So fun. It doesn't work because you don't function that way. You function in total chaos. So what irrational choices can I make today to create my business right away? How many chaotic things can I add to my life? How much chaos can I instill here? There's so many different questions you could be that would actually infuse what you're creating with this energy that is actually fun for you. It makes business fun for you. And when you try to order it, it takes it out of the fun zone. That fun zone that's here, that's you. You know you, the fun zone. You might have forgotten that you were fun once, but you were. You might have been 3, but you were fun then. And then you got to be older and you tried to do your life and business from this reality. It's like, there's steps, there's funnels, there's things, there's structures. Dude, you're not structured. You are a system organism walking. Organisms morph and change and adapt according to what actually works. That's you. So how much are you trying to order your business that if you would just let it be chaos would actually create? And everything that doesn't allow that to show up, will you destroy it and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Hi, Sandra. All right, we had a question back here that I want to go back to. So Wesley said, can you branch out on being needless in business? Sure, God. So there's a lot on this, on needless versus being needy. If you come into your business or your classes or whatever and you have the energy of needy, like you need it, you need it to make money, you need to have this many people here, you need it to pay for your next COP. And I know a lot of people do this with like bars classes, for example. I need this to do this thing. You are killing your class. You're killing it. So how do you get around that is the question. How do you get around your tendency to kill your classes, right? You have to add to your life. So if you had so many bars classes that you couldn't even pay attention to them and they could just fill up the way they fill up when they fill up, or you had a bars class and a job and a this thing and a that thing, you're an obsessive compulsive creator. OCC, that's you. If you don't obsessively compulsively create your life, you will obsessively compulsively create crap. You are obsessive compulsive. That is the way it is. That's like the wind is wind. It's not going to be water tomorrow. Well, it might. That's a terrible example because wind changes into water. It is what it is. You is an OCC. Okay. So if you're not OCCing your classes and you've got one thing on the go and you're putting all your projections and expectations into that pot, you are killing the very thing that you say you want. I'd recommend not doing that. I'd recommend choosing something else. And the way you get around that is you add to your life. Add, till you have so many balls in the air. The only thing that you can do is like when you're driving fast as opposed to driving slow. When you drive fast, you have to expand out your zone of awareness. You have to be willing to see all the things all at the same time as fast as they're coming at you. And you can't cognitize it. You just have to be present with it and then choose. The same is true for adding to your life. When you have so many things going on, you have to use your awareness and be able to see all the things. Now, most of us keep our classes and our creations and our business small so that we can control it. I get it. I've done it. I'm not even saying I'm not still doing it. What if you forget about some balls and they fucking die? Okay, next. You just jumped right into my universe and said everything I required. Joy of awareness. Yay! I'm so glad, Wesley. Very cool. So the joy of being needless comes from your choice to add to your life. And in and of itself is a choice. And one of the things you can ask is, what would it be like if I were creating my business from needless? What would it be like if I were creating my business from needless? Needy pushes people away. Needy is the energy of push. When you're the energy of push, people go away. They have to leave you. Hi! I love you guys. So pulling energy, being the energy of needless is the most, there's a word there. It's not sensuous, although that's a good word. It's not erotic, although that's also a good word. It is irresistible. Being a pull is irresistible. And needless is that pull. I don't actually need you to show up in my class, but it would be so fun if you would come. It would be so fun if you were there. What would it take? Being that energy, irresistible. So what energy, space, and consciousness can me and my body be to be the irresistible pull to all of my classes throughout all time, space, dimensions, and reality, and everything that doesn't allow that to show up? Times a godzillion. I destroyed and created all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, online shorts, boys and beyonds. And irrational. Yeah. So you really, it's to make, sorry, I'm looking at the time because I have so much time, 12 minutes, please. There's so many different things that you could choose here. The things that I would look at is, what am I really committed to here with my business? That's just a foundational thing. Speaking of foundation, I had this awareness a while back, and you guys, I know my lives have changed a bit since that moment because I've really been looking at, with all the things, where am I functioning from? I was just chatting with Stephanie Richardson, actually. We have a book club going on. We're going to have another one going on. It's probably going to be a mashup of all the books, which is going to be fun. So don't come. So anyway, we were and I was like, when I first started using Access Consciousness tools, I used them more like Band-Aids, where I was going through my life and I know I needed a little more money, so I would use, well, how does it get better than this? And what else is possible? And what choices do I have here? And I would sort of use the tools sporadically to be Band-Aids on my reality. And I would have a change there because the fucking tools work. That's it. They work. And I would just do this. And I probably did this for 3 years as a facilitator, We don't have our shit together. We're just using the tools right alongside you, or not, depending on the day. So, and then one day, I just had this like, oh my God, creating life, creating business from question, choice, possibility, and contribution, which are the 4 things we talk about in Access all the time. Being in question, choosing to get awareness, receiving contribution, and perceiving possibility. That is a different way of functioning in the world. That would be like, it's like moving from functioning like a rock to functioning like water. That's how different it is. And I was doing rock with like sprinkles of water on it. Like, oh, I'm being water. Look at me. I'm being water. No. I was being rock. I wasn't being water. I was wet. That was cool. I like that. But I was being a rock. The moment I had the epiphany of like, what? This is different? And I can choose to be this? But I don't know how to do that. That over there is not, I like the idea. I like the idea of question, choice, possibility, and contribution. But as a full-on reality where you're like, that's how you're functioning? Come on, stop it. Like you mean, what? So with everything now with everything, I look at, where am I functioning from here? What am I truly committed to? And I'm discovering in many places that I'm now getting to change, hi Dorothy, that I'm functioning from the need to be right a lot. And I'm really more committed to judging myself than I am asking a question. And I really, really, really like my projections and expectations and don't really want to let them go. And that's all I want to say about that. When I ask myself that question, I'm getting the information of like, right in this moment, in this very 10 seconds, that is more valuable to me than actually creating change. And I've just been being with that. Why? Because you can't create change from judging it. I can't create change from judging that I love to be right. I can just love to be right until I want to change it. Or not, ever. And the thing about all this stuff is, the thing about pulling the trigger, the thing about getting through your obstacles, is somewhere we made it more right to change than we did to not change. Change is right, not changing is wrong. We're back in the polarity of this reality with something that we thought was good. This is where it gets really sticky. So guess what changes all that? Allowance for just whatever you're choosing. Allowance is what changes it. Allowance for whatever it is you're choosing. So let's say you got 4 ideas and you're not moving on them. Guess what's not going to change that? Judging yourself. That won't change it. Resisting it won't change it. Making yourself won't change it. Forcing yourself won't change it. Doesn't change it. Guess what does? The thing you don't want to choose. Allowance. You're welcome. So how do you do that? Well, you just sit with it. Like, just ask yourself with your ideas. Like, if you're frustrated with yourself all the time, for example, what am I more committed to here? Am I really committed to changing this, or am I more committed to being frustrated with myself? Definitely more committed to being frustrated with myself, right? What do you do with that? Just be there. Just be with it. Let it sink in for a second. Let it sink in that that's what you're actually choosing nonstop 24/7. Then what? Then anything. Then you have complete capacity to choose something else. Listen, y'all. You as a being do not choose to change something until you're bored. Until you're bored. You don't change something from resisting it. You don't change something from judgment. You just get bored. You're like, oh, this is boring. Next. All right, I'm over it. Fine. What else? Never mind. That's when you'll change something. So getting yourself to the place where you're bored, this is the shortcut. It sounds like it's a little more time consuming. It's easier just to like force your way through and make yourself do things you don't really want to do that you decided you should do. You can do that. That's cool. Consciousness includes that too. If you'd like to play with changing where you're functioning from, there may be another way. Allowance is one of the most potent, fastest tools on the planet that nobody wants to choose. So don't do it, because life gets really fun, like it just gets fun. You just start like enjoying yourself. You just start being like, I totally didn't do that thing. Well, That's funny. I wonder what I can choose now. Allowance really creates happiness, which is what most of us don't want, actually. Most of us really would rather just be unhappy with businesses that aren't successful. Why? Because we're insane. And we really like being insane, and we have a lot of value for being insane. I know, this has nothing to do with Krista. And it's all good. It doesn't even matter. That's the thing, is none of this actually even matters. Hi, Mary Angelina. It just is. You just is. Your ideas just is. What you'd like to do with your ideas, cool, just is. Now what? What would you like to choose? What would you like to institute? Nothing? Frustration? Judgment? Okay, we can do that. Consciousness includes that. Action? People in your classes? Okay, consciousness includes that. Hi, Hannah. All of it's just choice, and all it has to do with is what you'd actually like to create. And is what you're choosing right now gonna get you there? Is what you're choosing with your business, is what you're choosing with yourself actually gonna get you to the future that you'd like to have? If judging yourself is not actually gonna get you to the future you'd like to have, would an infinite being truly choose that? Again, one of the 10 keys to total freedom. Would an infinite being truly choose to judge themselves? Yes or no? No. Then why the hell am I? Never mind. What other choices do I have here? That's how fast it can be. What we typically do is, I'm judging myself. Oh, fuck, why am I judging myself? Oh, man, what am I aware? Like, oh, God, why, how, what? We go down that road. Oh, I have to pock and pod myself incessantly, blah, 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 blah. You can. I'm not saying pock and pod is there for when you can't just make another choice. So use it. And you could just go, never mind. Okay, so what else could I choose here? If I'd really like these to get off the ground, what other choices do I have? And this is really right here in this conversation is where the rubber meets the road. All this stuff is like where the rubber meets the road, where you are the source of the creation of your life. And you gotta be willing to look at is where I'm living right now, in the judgment of me, in the wrongness of me, in the separation from me. Is that really where I want to live? Is that really where I want to try to create from? And I say try with no air quotes. You can't really create from there. You can create more judgment. You can create more wrongness. You can create more of that. That's easy. And that matches this reality. You get to be straight and smack dab in the middle of this reality. Or, what else is possible? If that's not going to get me where I'd like to go, what other choices do I have? What would it actually be like to function from question and choice and possibility and contribution? I don't know if I've ever asked that question. What would that way of functioning be like? Would it mean that I was perfectly conscious, which by the way is completely unconscious because you have to judge yourself to know whether or not you're perfect? Or would it mean that consciousness includes everything, that I always have another choice, that I can ask questions and be the question anytime, I can receive from the universe? Damn, that sounds easier. I won't choose it. So am I really committed to having this be easy, or am I committed to having it be hard? You know, am I committed to having a successful business no matter what it takes, or am I more committed to proving that I'm a failure? We do that a lot, and it's all good. It's just something we do. So just take a look around. Take a look around at everything you're choosing. Ask yourself, like, hey, where am I functioning from with this? What is it that, what's actually going on? You know, what point of view am I proving here? Am I trying to prove? What weird ass point of view am I trying to prove with the failure I'm choosing? What am I really aware of? If I were willing to be as aware as I am, what questions could I ask? What question can I be? What space could I invite? What chaos could I instill? I mean, really, truly, if you took notes on this video, this is you could change your whole business with this. There's so many different things that you could use to change this for yourself, but the one thing that will not change it is judging you. That will not work. It will not get you there. It will just keep you stuck and unhappy. which may be exactly what you desire. Something to look at. So are you using your business to prove that you can be as stuck and unhappy as you'd really like to be? And would you like another choice? What could that be for you? Where could you start? What could you begin to invite? And I will stop there. If you loved this, please share it. That's how other people find it. And I will see you again next week. And I've probably got some new stuff coming out soon, so I'll see you on that maybe. I adore you guys. Thank you. And I'll see you next week. Bye.